just jump right into it because I feel like I have been trying to update you guys for months now. Really, I had to make the time, so here I am. Let's get right into it. I think the last time I hopped on here, I was talking about Paris and how that time was and how it's been coming back. I felt like I was in a whole different type of headspace. I had a clear goal, I had objectives. It felt like when I came back, I knew that there were going to be things that I had to take care of. Like I was anticipating that on the ride home. I was almost getting just some light anxiety because I knew that I had to come back for a specific reason, and it wasn't necessarily going to be an easy time. I knew it was going to be challenging and it was going to require a certain amount of growth for me to do. But this ended up being way more than I could imagine. But anytime I feel overwhelmed or I'm in a position like that, as cheesy as it sounds, I always think God does not give me what I cannot handle. I know that I am capable and I know that I'm able to handle the situations that arise. I know I'm very strong. I know I got it going on. We're still human. We still have doubts. We still get, scared. Those fears come up. Anxieties can start rising, and anxiety is something that I worked through years ago. So when I start feeling that come up a little bit again, it almost feels like all the hard work, all that progress goes out the window. But actually, I think it's showing me that I am just growing and leveling up in a new way, which comes with new fears, which can kind of show up as anxiety for us. Over this whole time of this transition, having this challenging time, having these goals set for myself, which I don't think my goals are changing. The way to get there is changing. Things that I thought I was going to be focusing on this year are actually not the things that I need to be focusing on. I think this all happened because I need to spend more time with my wellness journey. I need to commit to myself before I can commit to anything else. I think that this is what the situation has been teaching me. To give you some context, I just felt called to go to this bookstore. There was this woman standing there, and immediately she looked so familiar. I thought I knew her. And it kind of felt like we were having that same vibe, like, where do I know you from, But then it's also LA, you don't know, like, everyone's, like, famous everywhere. Everyone has, like, this, like, celebrity energy. Well, not everyone, like, it's a little bit more common when you see that. She looked amazing, she looked beautiful. We talk a little bit, just like, hi, how are you? Just the pleasantries of life. I later then saw that she was actually having a book signing, like, there was an event going on that was going to start, like, in 10 minutes. Her book is called, like, Crises, like, making magic out of a crisis. That really called to me because I feel like in many ways I think that is what I'm doing in this situation. Life has its ups and downs, and I feel like I'm in this hurdle, this challenging time, and in the beginning of when this happened, there may have been resentment, there may have been feeling like a lot of fear of the unknown. Like, if this is happening, how am I going to get to all these goals that I set for myself? Like, this is a timeline I set. Like, what does this mean for me now? I had to totally let go of where I thought I needed to be. I needed to let go of the steps that I thought that I needed to take to achieve those goals. I needed to readjust my mindset and be more present and understand that this is happening for me. I'm not in a place that I thought I would be. It's requiring a lot from me. It's made me have to shift more into my wellness with taking care of myself. And that's been my main focus. This is something that I'm sharing with you guys because I wanted to get more into fashion, but right now the energy is calling for wellness. I know that I cannot be the only person going through this. We are all connected. We are all one. Things aren't always up. It goes up and down. There are always going to be challenging times. There's going to be hard times. Like, that's part of growth. That's part of life. People are gonna die. Like, we're gonna go through, we're gonna grieve, people are gonna get sick, we're gonna get sick. I'm not trying to call that to us. There's different hurdles and accidents happen. There's different things that happen, but they happen for us. Just like how my accident happened. I thought I was gonna be paraplegic. I thought my dreams of acting were completely out the door. I thought my life was over. Luckily, like, I was still able to walk. I am so thankful for that accident, because if that accident didn't happen, I will not be who I am today. I would not be here talking to you like this. I would probably be a nervous wreck, because what that caused for me to do was to look into myself was to find my spirituality, to not be scared of it, to trust myself, to trust my intuition, to understand the gifts that I have so that I'd be able to share it with you. Fast forward to now, I just want to share that with you because if you're going through such a hard time, if things aren't going the way you thought they would, or if something that you want is going to require for you to really shape up, then let this be your inspiration and your sign to understand that it's not always going to be easy, and that's okay. What we can do is we can work on our spirituality, our wellness, because what that's going to do is that's going to help give us the tools and the strengths we need within ourselves to get through these ups and downs that life gives. Like, it's just part of life. So I'm not saying like, okay, hop on this wellness journey and dive into your spirituality and do this inner work because it's all going to be easy for you. No, these tools are what going to help you get through it, where you know you're not going to get sick. You're going to know when to slow down. You're going to know when to listen to your body. You're going to know what to give yourself. You're going to build yourself up. You're going to build yourself mentally. You're going to build yourself emotionally. And with all of this, it's going to come, and also physically, but it's going to come with emotional intelligence. It's going to come with being able to attract what's right for you. You're going to be able to navigate through situations with ease, with peace, with the ability for discernment. This has all been a tough year for everybody. We may have these goals and that we set for ourselves this year, but I feel like this year is barely starting now, like in March instead of January, and I think collectively we are all going through the same thing. I think this is giving us a chance to heal certain wounds so that we may be able to be ready and accept the love that is waiting for us on the other side. There is love waiting for us on the other side of that pain. And what we need to do is work through that pain so that we don't bring that into our new relationships. We don't bring that into this new relationship with ourselves. If happiness is what we truly want, if we truly want to have that happiness, it is within us, but we have to let go of the pain, or we have to explore that pain. We have to explore those emotions. It's way more dangerous holding those emotions in because you don't know what that will erupt to. That's when I feel like we get cancer, we get sick with things. All that suppression, it does something to our body. So it's about letting it out so we're not holding it in anymore. And it leaves space for more positive things to come in. It's like we can't be holding on to all that negative energy. We can't be holding on to all that pain. Like, we don't need to. Like, life does not need to be about suffering and pain. It's what we can do when we work through that pain, when we work through that suffering, how we can inspire others, how we can inspire ourselves. Like, we can create the life that we always dreamed of. They don't have to be dreams. They could be a reality. It is a reality. You're able to dream it because it's reality elsewhere. It's about bringing that to yourself. It's about bringing that into this reality. It's about matching it all up together. That may be a different discussion. Let me know if you guys want to get into that one. What all of this has made me realize is before I can commit myself to anything, I have to commit to myself first. Let's say that again. Before I can commit to anything, I have to commit to myself first. Why are we able to commit ourselves and our times to go to work every day, but we can't commit that time to wake up at 5 a.m. for ourselves? Not having this be a segue into my 5 a.m. challenge, but that is just an example, and that is also why I am implementing waking up at 5 a.m. so I have enough time to give to myself, to journal, to relax, to really understand what is going on with my emotions, my goals, how I could set 20 minutes aside each day towards that goal. That is why I do this whole 5 a.m. thing, and it didn't start at 5 a.m. It started with me just doing small little things, with taking the time to journal for myself, do Pilates, to have my lemon water in the morning. And then I started feeling like, I don't have enough time for myself in the day before I start work. And hey, I have all these aspirations and creative projects, and like I'm finding I'm not having enough time for those things as well. Like, how can I split up the time in my day? And I was just like, you know what, I have to wake up at 5 in the morning to do all this stuff, so I'm not rushing. So once I started implementing that a little bit more, when I was like really involved with Angels Off Duty, and I was doing a lot of readings, and I was doing Reiki, and like really helping others heal. I was helping myself heal too, but I was sharing that with others. I wasn't drinking because I didn't want that to alter my state of mind. I didn't want that to alter my energy when I was working on people. And it kind of just became a part of my life. It was an embodiment. And then I would be like, I don't even know how that became. That just became a thing. And then it was like 2 years later, I realized like, oh my gosh, I haven't been drinking for like 2 years. And then whenever I have a sip of something, it'd just be a little too much. But except for when I'd have wine, like in Europe or something. Anyway, there's just like certain things that just started to become part of my life, like that helped me have a healthier lifestyle. And that was just because I was just fully embodying it without even realizing it. And then once you start fully embodying it, you start to become it, and then you start to attract those opportunities. You realize like you're not alone. Like, life is going to be challenging, but you don't have to make it harder on yourself. Like, these are tools that you can implement to get to those goals and be happy and have the time and have the energy, because you don't need to be tired every day. When you implement these things into your schedule and that time for yourself, you're able to be more in touch with your body, your mind, and your soul. I think that's what we all really need, carving out that time for ourselves so that we are sharing that tender love and care for ourselves. Because if we're not sharing that love for ourselves, how do we expect others to share like genuine, real love and connection with us when we're not sharing that within ourselves? We're not having that connection with ourselves. I'm gonna leave this with you. I went kind of like in and out of different things, but there's been so much I have been wanting to share with you. Let me know what's going on with you. I would really like to chat about what you're going through and like how I can help, or if you guys have any tips and like what you do to stay consistent. And do you feel like you're committed to yourself? Like, how do you feel like you can be more committed to you? Do some of you guys have some negative thoughts on this? Do you feel like you may feel selfish committing time to yourself, or what is it? Because I know that for a long time, I feel like since I was a child, I always felt like I was very selfish and I was only thinking of myself, but those were the things that other people were telling me. I'm so happy that I was able to step away from that and meet people that were helping me. There's people that get it and there's people that don't. And so when I started meeting the people that get it, who I feel like were angels to like help me in this life, because I asked for help and it came. If you want help, you can get help, and you don't have to do this alone. If you're trying so hard to do this alone, you need to look into that. Like, why do I need to do this alone? Is this coming from an abandonment issue? Is this coming from me needing to prove my self-worth? Like, you are worth it, and there are people here to help you, and it does not need to be so hard. But also asking for guidance from above, like your angels, your guides, like they're all here to help you, but you have your free will, you have your choice. They're not going to intervene unless you ask them for divine intervention to help you. And anytime I feel like I'm getting a little rough out there, like I'm getting a little like cynical, I come back to myself and I always just ask, like, please, God, like, please, angels, guides, like, please give me a sign, please help me. Like, I want to see the truth within this person. Like, show me who this person really is. Show me the path. Like, show me the signs, and I will get them. And I feel like that's what happened this weekend with coming in, meeting these people. It happened. I just was called to go. I haven't been in that store for years. I don't even think I've been to that location yet. It felt like I was in complete alignment, and gosh, my dreams have just been so much more vivid after that visit. it was inspiring. It was needed. If you guys want more tips, let me know. Hope to be back. Let me know if you're really enjoying these. But yeah, we can get more into the 5 a.m. challenge. Yada, yada, yada. Until next time. All right, bye.